The book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verse 45. Thou hast made us as the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people. All our enemies have opened their mouths against us. I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to start off as always by giving all praise, all honor, all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who teach and who will, who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the elect out there, wherever you might be. And Shalom to 144,000. It's the real Amawan Padah from the GMS Denver camp. I'm doing a lesson in regards to the fact that all of our enemies are against us, man. I mean, when I say all of our enemies, I'm talking about these other nations, the heathen nations, especially Esau, Edom, all right? The Edomites. They're against us. And the point is that we have help. That's the good news, man. We have help from on high, man. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai is our help. Though all these nations are against us, they're going to try to demonize us. They're already doing it, all right? They're doing it on an even higher level. That they're putting you Israelites in the news as criminals and, you know, people who need to be locked away and deported. Okay. They're really going to start demonizing the nation of Israel here in the near future, especially those who believe on Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And matter of fact, when you go to the previous verse 45, it says, thou hast made us the offscouring and refuse in the midst of the people. It's really the Lord, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, who's causing all this to happen. All right. You see what I'm saying? The Lord is in total control. You got to understand that. This is all part of the movie. You see? And that offscouring, let's get that word real quick. And we get refuse as well. Okay, so here we have that verse pulled up. Lamentations 3 and verse 45. The blue letter, and here we have that phrase, the offscouring.
Strong's H 5501. Sachi. Sachi.
Okay, so yeah. And it goes on to say, let's see. Okay, refuse. Here it is right here. It says, sweepings, offscouring, dung, used as anything vile. So that's how the world looks at us, man. Like we need to be just swept away. That's what they want to do to us. They want to just sweep us away like we're just trash, like we're just the gum on the bottom of their shoe. That's how this world looks at us as the Israelites, man. Okay? And the Lord has done this for a reason. He's getting ready to glorify his people. Though right now we're looked at as the offscouring, you know, the refuse of the world. All right, let's get that word refuse and see what it says.
Strong's H 3973. Maos. Maos.
Okay, yeah, refuse, trash. They look at us like we're trash, man. Because we're underneath these curses, you know what I'm saying? Right now, we're not in our power. All right, but we're coming back into it because this word has been given unto us by the Holy Spirit, man, through Yahweh Shai's sacrifice. So now he's lifting us up. But, we're still in the process of being lifted up. Just know that we are being lifted up from being looked at as the trash of the world, man. The Lord's going to glorify his chosen people. All right, after he gets his glory, of course. All right. Because they made the Lord to look like this, man. They tried to shit on the Lord, man. Here it is. He's the son of the Most High, Yahweh. He came down here in the flesh that we're in. And they looked at him like he was just a regular man. And they even tried to kill him multiple times, man. They said that he was doing miracles by way of devils, all type of different shit. So if the Lord went through it, we're going to go through it, man. And that's just our part in this movie. But just like the Lord was glorified at the end of it, we are going to be glorified as well. But let's get into this lesson. Hold on. All right, so back in Lamentations 3, all right. It says all our enemies have opened their mouths against us. All right, that's what's going on now. Okay. Fear and a snare is come upon us, desolation and destruction, because we're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. All right. You see what I'm saying? Jacob's trouble meaning trouble of Israel. We're getting ready to go through a great tribulation. Mine eye runneth down with rivers of water for the destruction of the daughter of my people. Now you got to realize that Jeremiah, these are the lamentations of Jeremiah. Jeremiah the prophet, he witnessed the takeover of his people, the spoiling of the Israelites back then. I believe it was by the Babylonians, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so continuing on. All right, Salakia. Let's see here. Verse 49. Mine eye trickleth down and ceaseth not without any intermission. So he was upset, man. The scriptures call Jeremiah the weeping prophet. Well, he's known as the weeping prophet. I'll say it that way. All right. Because all the things that he saw. All right. And how he was treated by his own people, man. Okay. And it goes on to go into that as well. It says, to the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Shai look down and behold from heaven. Mine eye affecteth mine heart because of all the daughters of my city. Mine eyes chase me sore, like mine enemies chase me sore like a bird without cause. We're going to have that happening too, man. All right. Once they send in these militaries, man, to invade these cities. I mean, they're already low key doing it with the Northern Kingdom. The deportation situation, they send in their militaries and their troops in to gather people up. They're saying they're doing it, for violent offenders and whatnot, but they're also taking those who are non-violent. All right. And they're going to eventually come for all the Israelites. All right. Especially those who believe in Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. There's nothing new under the sun, man. They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me. Now, if you know the story of Jeremiah, he was actually literally cast into a dungeon. All right, for preaching the word of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai. He was speaking out against the people and their wicked doings, and they got mad at Jeremiah and they threw him in the dungeon. That's how the 2/3 treat the prophets, man. All right, and Jeremiah, the Lord stepped in and he wasn't killed, but he could have been killed right there, because our people are wicked, man. All right, a lot of these people that are here today, those are the ones that killed the prophets back in the day. Let's get a precept on that. So this is Matthew chapter 23 and verse 29. This is Lord Yahweh Shai speaking. He says, woe unto you scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because ye build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous. Now this goes back in the time where Yahweh Shai was on the scene, where you had these false prophets out there, man, these Pharisees that were against the Lord. All right. The scribes, they were hypocrites, man. You see, they claimed to keep the law of Moses, but they weren't. They were speaking out against the only one that was there for their salvation, man, being Yahweh Shai. They were appearing to be holy outwardly, but inwardly, man, they were, just ravening wolves, man. They were corrupt. Okay, and that's going on today. You got a lot of these Israelite groups out here who claim to be in the truth, but a lot of them, they're corrupt, man. Their spirit ain't right. And these are the same ones that killed the prophets, the true prophets back then, because the world doesn't like the true prophets, man. Majority of people wanted to put the true men of the Lord to death, man. Okay, it goes on to say, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. So if you ask these people today, if they would murder the prophets, they'd say, oh, hell no, we would have never done that. We're not the people that murdered the prophets. But in all actuality, they're here today. All right. You're going to have a lot of our people that are so-called in the truth turning against the real men of the Lord, man. A lot of these groups out here that are compromised, they have these false doctrines. All right. A lot of them are going to try to demonize us, man. Okay. A lot of them are going to try to put us to death, man, including the 2/3 of our people who are not in the truth at all whatsoever. They're just inherently wicked. They're going to, try to get at us as well. Just like in the times of old, man. Verse 31. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves that ye are the children of them which kill the prophets. So there you go, man. The prophet killers are back. And some of them got on fringes, man. Think about that. But guess what? We have a defense. This time the prophets win. It goes on to say, fill ye up then the measure of your fathers. Meaning, hey, you're going to do what you did before, man. Because if you know about reincarnation, you are your fathers. We are our fathers. All right? Ye serpents, ye generation of vipers, how can ye escape the damnation of hell? Now, it's not talking about a place or a dimension where you burn forever. All right? Nah, it's talking about the judgment that's to come. The Lord Yahweh Shai is like, how the hell are you going to escape that? Showing you that they're gonna be punished, man. All the prophet killers, those that spoke against the men of the Lord, man, that spoke against Yahweh Shai, they're back today, man. And they're not going to escape their damnation. And that's going to come in the form of those thermonuclear missiles that will be detonated upon America, Babylon the Great, and other parts of the earth. All right? That's the second death. And amongst many other calamities that are going to take place before that. The famines, the pestilences, the plagues, the riots, the civil war. They're going to be, judged in those times as well. You see, you don't get away. You don't get away, man. You got to pay, especially if you're not covered under the blood of Yahweh Shai. And you're speaking against Yahweh Bashim Shai and his men. You're going to pay, man. And we're in that time. But yeah, Salakia, back in Lamentations 3, all right? Jeremiah was talking about how he has been thrown into the dungeon. They threw him in the dungeon, man, and left him to die. He was sinking down in the mud because there was mud at the bottom of that dungeon that they threw him in. And he was sinking down in the water, pretty much was over his head. He was getting ready to drown. But then the Lord, he saved him if you know the account. But let's continue on. Waters flowed over mine head. Then I said, I am cut off. All right. Now that happened to Jeremiah, but we take it in a spiritual sense, man. That's going to happen to us, man. You see? We're going to be thrown into a low condition, a dungeon, so to speak. Some of us will actually be put in literal dungeons, man. It says that the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Be faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. You see? All right? So we're going to be in positions that look like we're cut off. It's going to look like a hopeless situation. Check it out. I called upon the name. It's like I called upon thy name, O Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, out of the low dungeon. And the Lord hears our cries in this low condition that we're in. And he's going to hear our cries in the midst of Jacob's trouble. A dark, dark time in which the children of Israel will be heavily afflicted. Especially those who believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? We're going to call on Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai out of the dungeon. But what does it say right here? Thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear at my breathing and my cry. And the Lord hears the prayers of the righteous, man. The Lord hears the prayers of his elect. And we're praying and we're calling out now for the Lord to save us out of this low condition. And that's what's happening. The Lord is busting us out of this prison. He's busting us out of this oppression, man. That's why you see the things that are happening, going on right now. It's because the Lord is hearing our prayers, man. He's bringing his prophecies to pass. Okay? He's hearing the prayers of the righteous right now, man. We hate this oppression. We're tired of being in this low condition. We're tired of sin, being in these weak bodies, not being perfect. We want to be under the vibration of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And he hears us calling out, man. And that's why he's bringing this place known as America, Babylon the Great down. He's bringing these nations down. World War III has been orchestrated because he's getting ready to send his son to redeem us out of this hell, man. He's hearing the cries and the prayers of the righteous. He's listening to these videos that we put up day in and day out. He sees us on the highways and hedges prophesying. Okay, let's get a few precepts on this. All right, here we have the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. All right. You see, who are the laborers? You Israelites, man. We're the ones that work for this damn devil, going to these fucking jobs, getting these crumbs day in and day out on his hamster wheel, building up his kingdom. All right. We're not really benefiting from the work that we put in. All right. You see, and then they hold back your money by fraud. Like they tax every damn thing, man. That's fraudulent. And also in the law, when you do work, when you are an employee and you work, you're supposed to get paid before the sun goes down. This goddamn devil holds your check for 2 weeks up to a month, man, depending on when you start a job. That's wicked, man. And then, it's not even worth what, you put in, you know what I'm saying? You get a paycheck, it's not even enough to really sustain us, man. A lot of times. That's why people are living paycheck to paycheck. It shouldn't be like that, man. But our cries are being heard, man, by Yahweh Shem Shai. We're being oppressed here. Our money is held back by fraud, man. You see, we don't get to own any of the land. You can buy a house, but you don't own that land. It can be taken away from you at any time. Come on, man. The Lord is hearing our cries, man. The Lord of Sabaoth, and that means the Lord of armies. When you go to that word, Sabaoth. And the Lord is going to show up with his armies, being the angels, all right, the heavenly armies. You see what I'm saying? And they're going to decimate, or not decimate. They're going to get vengeance out upon our enemies, man. Just know that. And that's why they're seeing those so-called UFOs in the skies. Those are the angels, man. The Lord is making his presence known. All right? Because our cries have entered into his ears. Psalms 18 and verse 6. In my distress, I called upon the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, and cried unto my power. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Well, you devils in trouble, man. You devils are in trouble. You heathens, you 2/3, you in trouble, man. The Lord is hearing the cries of his elect. Lord willing, we be at that number. But we know that the elect are crying in these last days. And the Lord is definitely making moves. All right? He's getting ready to judge all those who offend. Just know that. All right? Man, I got to read this one. It says, then the earth shook and trembled. The foundations also of the hills moved and were shaken because he was wroth. Yeah, the Lord is pissed off, man. You don't fuck with the children of the Lord, man. And that goes for all of Israel, but especially his elect, man. Those who are serving him, those who have turned back to him in these last days. When you afflict them, you got to pay for that. All right? I'm gonna keep it right there. Judgment is coming. The Lord is pissed, man. You got to bring this. This is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. All right. And the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, said this to him. All right. Speaking to the angel, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. All right. That's talking about the angels putting a mark of exemption from judgment. That's what that mark is talking about. It's not a physical mark like the mark of the beast. All right, the mark of the beast is physical. It's an RFID microchip that they want to put in everybody. This is not talking about that. This is a different mark. This is a spiritual mark. All right, that can be seen from the heavens. All right, the angels know who to destroy and who not to destroy. And those who are sighing and crying, those who are prophesying and speaking out against this wicked ass place. All right, those who are trying to reprove the Israelites, rebuking the wickedness, they're going to have a mark of exemption from the judgment that's to come. All right. And I believe that word for mark right here is thawah in the ancient Hebrew. In the ancient Hebrew is thawah. Okay. So the men that are out here doing what they got to do for the Lord, man, they're not going to be caught up in these judgments that are coming. These judgments that are coming are for the wicked, who are not out here sighing and crying, who are not speaking against the atrocities and the wickedness, man. All right. You Israelites that want America to continue on, you went out here and voted, and you thinking that you're just an American, and man, look, the Lord gonna kill you, man. You ain't sighing and crying. You're not complaining about all the bullshit that's going on. All right, here we have Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. We just read it, but I want to get that word from Mark. All right, just to, bring some edification out. Okay. So Ezekiel 9 and verse 4. Now here it is.
Strong's H 8420. Tav.
All right, but it's actually Thawah, all right, in the Paleo Hebrew. But it says mark, desire, all right, mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. There you go, man. You see, the Lord has his men marked to be saved, man, not to be destroyed. That's what that's talking about, man. So when he sends those death angels, they're not going to touch the elect who have been signed and crying, who have been prophesying in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, so it goes on to say in verse 5, Ezekiel 9 and verse 5, and to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. That's the fate of those who are not complaining. That's the fate of those who like it here in this wicked ass satanic society, that are partaking and indulging in the wicked acts of Babylon the Great. Okay? The Lord gonna destroy you, man. He gonna send them death angels, and they're not gonna have any pity on you. You're gonna be seeing people dying of horrible, and you don't see people getting horrible judgments out here, man. I'm talking about gruesome shit. I've seen some, and it's just like, man, it's gonna be nothing like the time we're coming into, though. I've seen people get ran over by trucks. I've seen all type of stuff, man. It's just that's the Lord. That's the vengeance of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, so all those of you who are cool with this place, you cool with Esau being in power, you like his system that he set up, guess what? You're going to die. It says, slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, or that the law, that exemption from judgment, you see, and begin at my sanctuary. So the Lord's going to start at those who know that they're Israelites. As it tells you in 1 Peter 4 and 17, the judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, right? So all you false Israelites out there that have made deals with Esau, behind closed doors, preaching false doctrine, the Lord gonna kill you, man. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. There you go. All right, so the point is that it's important to sigh and cry, man. The Lord is looking for those who are seeking him in truth and sincerity, that are wanting to be delivered from this wicked ass nightmare, man. All right, so back in Lamentations 3, all right, we left off at verse 56, all right, how the Lord heard his cry, right? Verse 57, thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidst, fear not. Okay, and the Lord gonna do the same thing. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gonna do the same thing for us in these last days, man. Okay. He gonna draw near unto us in the time of our trouble. You see, and he's telling us to fear not. The Lord got our back, man. We've been doing the right things. And Lord willing, we're the elect, man. So we don't need to fear what's coming. O Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, thou hast pleaded the causes of my soul. Thou hast redeemed my life. And, we're saved through faith, man. You got to continue to have faith, even through all the shit that we're getting ready to witness. All the threats that are going to be made against us for preaching his word. We ain't doing nothing wrong, man. We're doing the right things. We're doing what the Lord commanded us to do. So fuck these people. All right? The Lord is in control. And he redeems his servants. Okay? Just like he redeemed Jeremiah out of that dungeon. He actually sent somebody to come take him out of that dungeon, man, which was going to be a sure death. They left him there to die, to drown in that dungeon, man. But at the last moment, the Lord sent somebody to come through and save Jeremiah. All right, you should go read those accounts. O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, thou hast seen my wrong, judge thou my cause. All right, we're calling for the Lord to judge our cause. How these devils are afflicting us, man, wrongfully. Matter of fact, this reminds me of another precept. Let's get this real quick. Hold on. All right, I got here Micah 7 and 9 to get a full perspective on why we're going through what we're going through. All right, this is Micah 7 and 9, and it says, I will bear the indignation of the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, because I have sinned against him. Until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me, he will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So you got to understand, the reason why we go through what we go through is because we sin against the Lord, man. At the end of the day, it's because we went off from the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and that's why our enemies have been allowed to afflict us and to oppress us. Okay? It's a punishment, man. The Lord is completely righteous. You see what I'm saying? So what we go through, it's not like it's just random, okay? The Lord rises up nations against us when we disobey him, and Esau is no different. He's controlled opposition. All right, but guess what? He's going to execute judgment for us because we're signed in crime. We've turned away from this wicked world to seek the face of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Okay, he's going to bring us out of this dark state and bring us into the light, man. He's already done that, by bringing us into this truth. And the light's going to get brighter and brighter and brighter until the day that the Lord Yahushua returns and completely casts down our enemies and destroys those who oppress us, man. Then will the kingdom of heaven be established, and we'll never go into captivity ever again. All right? So we're just waiting patiently for the Lord to redeem us, man. Continuing to sign, to cry, and to praise the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, even in our lower state, even in the dungeon, man. All right? So back in Lamentations 3, all right, verse 60, it says, "Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me." Yeah, the Lord sees what these devils are planning behind closed doors, man. He sees that Esau has all this shit on the books to afflict us, man. Esau ain't doing nothing that the Lord don't know about, okay? These people of the world, they got wicked imaginations against the prophets as well, man. These 2/3, they want to harm us. They want to, a lot of them, if they could, they would put us to death, man. All right? Because they're being moved by the spiritual demon Satan, man. They ain't got no light in them, man. So when they see the light, which are the prophets, the men of the Lord, man, they want to try to shut the light off, man. But the Lord sees their ass. Verse 61, "Thou hast heard their reproach, O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and all their imaginations against me. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day." All right, the whole smear campaign, the lies that they're getting ready to try to put on us. They're going to try to say that we're domestic terrorists and we're extremists and we're, all these lies, man. They said that we were grapists, you know what I mean? They said they're saying all this shit now. Okay? And so, it's going to turn up. But what does it say? The Lord sees that, man. "Behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. Render unto them a recompense, O Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, according to the work of their hands." And that's what we're calling for the Lord to repay our enemies for all the wicked shit that they've devised against us for preaching His truth. Okay? "Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them." That's right, man. That's exactly what's coming for all of you who oppose Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the ministry of the prophets. Sorrow and curses are going to come upon you, man. All right, verse 66. "Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai." And that's exactly what's going to happen. Now we're getting ready to witness the judgment of our enemies. We're getting ready to see it, man. And they're going to know it's the Lord doing it. You understand? This is where this is what we're coming into. So we don't have to be afraid of, the different things that are getting ready to take place. It's all the righteous judgment of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And we're just praying that He has mercy on us as we continue to sigh and cry in Babylon. All right, we got a few more. We're going to close it. I got to bring in Proverbs 15, verse 29. "The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is far from the wicked, but He heareth the prayer of the righteous." You see, that's why it's important to pray, man. Pray to the Lord, man, for protection, for strength, for spiritual understanding. The Lord hears those prayers, man. If you've been serving Him in truth and in sincerity, if you really, made an effort to seek Him, He's going to hear your prayers, man. But those who are wicked, including the wicked of our people, the Lord ain't hearing their prayers, man. They praying to Jesus. They praying to all kind of other false idols. All right? They're doing all kind of abominable things in the earth. They're not trying to repent and change their ways. The Lord ain't hearing their prayers, man. And He ain't going to hear their prayers in Jacob's trouble either. When they're in danger of their life being taken from them, the Lord ain't going to hear them. But He's going to hear the prayers of who? Those who have been seeking Him. All right? And those prayers are going to be answered, man, by way of miracles. You see, we're coming into that time. Miracles are going to be done for those who believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, who have been moving correctly to the best of their abilities in this grace period. When Esau comes after us, we're going to pray to the Lord, and the Lord going to do something, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai going to step in. Gotta bring this out. This is one of my favorites right here. All right, 1 Samuel chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord Yahweh's, and he has set the world upon them. So the Lord is going to raise the beggar out of the dunghill. He's going to raise us out of this state of reproach and, bring us into glory, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel. Because right now, we're the refuse and the offscouring of the earth, like we started out this lesson with. But he's getting ready to turn them tables, man. And they're going to know, these nations, these heathens are going to know that we're the chosen of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. They're going to know that we're his chosen people, according to Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. Okay, this is the process that we're in now. Okay, so rejoice and be glad, man. The Lord is turning the tables for us. All right, to give glory unto his name, man, because actually it tells you that he's not doing it for our sake. He's doing it for his holy name's sake, because guess what? We're married unto the Lord, man. We're his people. Okay, we're called by his name. So he's going to do what he's going to do, all right, because we're attached to him. And the key token of that is the fact that he sent his son Yahweh Shai to be a sacrifice for us. All right. So now, we're in that time of it actually being brought to fruition, man. Okay. The contract has already been signed, in the blood of Yahweh Shai. All right. Luke 21 verse 19, it says, in your patience possess ye your souls. And this is Yahweh Shai speaking. So we got to be patient, man. Patience means to endure suffering. Just like Jeremiah was in that dungeon, locked away, suffering for doing the right thing. He had to endure. He didn't curse the Lord. He didn't say, oh, man, fuck this. He didn't say that, man. He cried out to the Lord in that time. And he waited. And then guess what? He was rescued, man. Same thing with us on a larger scale. All right, we got to be patient in times of persecution and suffering, man. I'm going to close with this right here. This is the book of 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of the Most High, that he may exalt you in due time. All right. So this is a great humbling experience that we're partaking in, man. Being the hated of the earth. You know what I'm saying? Being looked at as the refuse, the offscouring. Right. Being in a low condition. It's humbling, man. You see, it's very humbling. And the Lord says he's going to exalt us in due time. In due time, man. That time is coming. So continue to push forward this word. Continue to believe on Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, even through the suffering. The Lord's going to rescue us out of the dungeon. So I'm ending right there. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who teach and who taught us this truth through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Equam Yasharala, and the Bible Ball. Shalom.